Hello guys, this is Hao Zhongxue. I'm going to presenting the presentation for the What's APP privacy violation. This presentation is going to introduce the organization What's APP violates their promise about they won't offer any user's privacy to any company. But in 2016, What's APP announced that it would begin providing users' data, including phone numbers, usage data, and information on devices and the operating system being used. So let's introduce what is APP. What's APP first? What's APP? It is an instant messaging APP for smartphones. Allows users to send text messages, documents, images, videos, user location data, and other data over the internet to other What's APP users using standard cellular mobile numbers. In the past, What's APP has been a strong defender of its users' privacy, employing end-to-end encryption for all messages sent through its service and regularly resisting requests from authorities for data access. But why it is an organization behaving badly? Facebook purchased What's APP for $22 billion in 2014. After the sale to Facebook was announced, What's APP CEO and co-founder Jen Koum declared that nothing would change with the company's privacy practice. But in the fall of 2016, What's APP announced that it would begin providing user data, including phone numbers, usage data, and information on devices and operating system being used, to Facebook and the Facebook family of companies. The ethic problem statements, privacy, trust, and security are closely intertwined, as are law and ethics. Privacy preservation and security provisions rely on trust. Violation of privacy constitutes as a risk. Thus, a threat to security. Law provides a resolution when ethics cannot. Ethics can provide context to law. For example, law allows trading for the purpose of making a profit, but ethics provides input into ensuring trade is conducted fairly. Privacy breaches disturb trust and run the risk of diluting or losing security. It is a show of disrespect to the law and a violation of ethical principles. So there is extended issues from other resources. The supermarket chain Morrison's fell victim to an internal attack that led to 100,000 employees' personal detail being leaked. So here is a vlog. Deirdre Mullihan looks at the recent case taken against Morrison Supermarket in respect of the rogue activities of one of its employees.
Welcome to the Kemp IT Law vlog. I'm Deirdre Moynihan. This vlog looks at the recent case taken against Morrison Supermarket in respect of the rogue activities of one of its employees. In January 2014, personal details of almost 100,000 of Morrison's employees were made available on a file-sharing website. Following an investigation, it emerged that one of its own employees released the file. That employee was convicted of offences under the Computer Misuse Act and the Data Protection Act and was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment. Later, approximately 5,500 employees of Morrison sought compensation under the Data Protection Act and for misuse of private information and breach of confidence, on the basis that Morrison's was primarily liable for its own actions and omissions, and secondly, that it was vicariously liable for the acts of its rogue employee. In a judgment given on the 1st of December 2017, the High Court found that Morrison's was not primarily liable under the DPA or for misuse of private information or breach of confidence. However, even though it was not at fault, it was vicariously liable for the acts of its rogue employee on the basis that there was a sufficient connection between the rogue employee's position in Morrison's and his wrongful conduct to make it right for Morrison's to be held liable for his actions. The High Court, however, had reservations about this finding on the basis that it could be an accessory to furthering that rogue employee's criminal aims and thus granted leave to appeal to Morrison's. Morrison's has announced that it intends to do so. The judgment has certainly focused the attention of controllers and processors alike on the potential liabilities for breaches of the DPA and the GDPR in relation to activities by their employees. And it is therefore important to check what, if any, contractual terms apply in relation to those acts and omissions of employees. The majority of limitation and exclusion clauses are unlikely to explicitly address the issue of vicarious liability, and the extent of any potential liability on this basis will depend on the particular contractual wording agreed by the parties. For now, it would seem that vicarious liability can be excluded if the contractual terms are either sufficiently general to capture the circumstances giving rise to the liability, for example by using wording such as liabilities however arising, or because they're sufficiently specific. For example, Party X shall not be liable for any criminal acts or acts of fraud or dishonesty of its employees. In these circumstances, that wording is likely to amount to a clear and unmistakable intention that liability is limited or excluded. For information on other data protection issues, please see our GDPR vlogs and blogs at www.
So the solutions from my perspective, I would say this catastrophic breach happened because Morrison's allowed employees too much access to sensitive information, while some assume that cloud storage is less secure than on-premises. Office Office 365 has advanced access control features that ensure only the right eyes to see sensitive documents. The outcomes of the case. Employee Andrew Skeletons leaked the payroll data of Morrison's entire workforce, including bank account details and salaries. Thousands of staff have been awarded compensation payouts. The attack is reported to have cost the supermarket chain £2 million, and Skeleton is serving 8 years for the crime. Okay, thank you for your time to watching my presentation. I hope you have a nice day.